Hey there everyone, and welcome back to another great video by myself. So today I'm going to be setting up my new Pro Series Punisher Jester board. I got the Punisher logo on the bottom, which indicates that it's a Pro Series board. I also got this board here, but this is just a mellow concave, which is more used for bull riding and beginners who start off. It's got the Pro Series trucks and the Jester wheels with ABEX 7 bearings, and I'm going to be using Jessup grip tape. So we're going to transfer these trucks onto this board and grip it and set it all up. Alright, so let's set this bad boy up. I'm going to have to cut this plastic off. There we go. Get the plastic wrap off this board. Sweet. Alright, there we go. Now we're going to have to grip it with the Jessup grip. Alright, so we're going to peel this off. I'm going to be super careful putting it on. Sticky grip. There we go. And now I gotta place it down on here. Make sure it's nice and flat and smooth so I don't get any air bubbles. And basically do it nice and even so I get the whole board. There we go. That should be it. And now I gotta flatten it out. So I always start from the center and work my way outwards and try to get a nice flat piece of grip on there. No air bubbles. You don't want to really get air pockets in there, because then your board's going to be more likely to have your grip come off. So there we go. Feels good. Looks good, but then you got all this extra stuff. So what do you do with that? So you get your trusty razor blade here, and you gotta work down. What I like to do is do a cut there, cut right there, pretty much like right where it's about to like start to bend. So like right where it's about to start to bend, I like to do a cut down, and I'll do a cut down right there. Then you just basically start to cut off the grip. Try to do it as close to the board as possible. And make sure you got a nice sharp blade too. It makes it a lot easier rather than not having a sharp blade. There we go. That was pretty decent. This is just extra grip that you can just chuck or use for another project. Most people usually use the extra grip for like another board, because then you can do like a pattern when you grip it. But I'm not going to save it. I'm just going to throw it away. So before I do the end, I'm going to do the other side here. And you kind of want to have it in like an angle when you're cutting. It keeps it nice and kind of flush to the board. You don't want to be jabbing into the board though. There we go. Ooh, almost had a nice clean cut there. There we go. Another piece down. Now I gotta finish the top. So usually what I'll just do is just kind of start from either the bottom or the top. I might put it like this. Actually, we'll start from this. We'll start from the bottom. And just, like I said, keep it flush to the board. And try to cut your way up. It's a lot easier if you make notches in it, the grip tape, like notches, so it cuts into pieces, but you can just do it like I'm doing and it works. You can also just try to afterwards go back and cut the excess grip that's still stuck on. There we go. Now I'm going to move on to this side. And always cut away from yourself. You don't want to be cutting towards yourself, because if you cut towards yourself, your chances are that you can cut yourself, and stuff does happen, right? So you got to be, safety is number one. All right, there we go. So I did the the nose, and now I got to do the tail. Yeah, it'll just cut it this way. And you also want to like pull the grip tape while you're doing it, kind of like away from the board, just so it helps it like cut a little bit easier. Doesn't have to be perfect. If you're a perfectionist, you can try to make it as perfect as possible, but I don't bother. You're also supposed to sand down the edges. You can either do it before or after you do this stage. It's probably easier to do it beforehand, but I just do it either or. It depends on how I feel. There's a little tiny piece here that I'm trying to cut off. Don't want to cut my fingers. You're probably all hoping that I cut my fingers. No. There we go. Got that piece done. Now last part is right there. And what I mean by sanding the edges down is that you can take a truck or a skate tool and like sand down the edges before you cut it, or you can do it after. It depends on how you feel, if you want to do it first or after. Probably helps if you do it first, but I'm just kind of doing it this way. This is how I feel I'm going to do it today. So last piece right here. There we go. So now, like I said, either you could do it before or after you cut. Usually most skaters do it before, but I decided to cut my board first. So anyways, you can take some leftover grip tape and just like sand the edges. Mind you, this is going to make a mess, so you probably want to do it outside rather than inside. So we'll get a close-up of what I'm talking about. You take your grip tape and you like sand the edge. And you want to do that around the whole board just to try to make this as flush and packed down as possible, like I did on the other side here. You can see right there. So you like sand it down, and it basically guarantees that your grip tape is not going to come up and come off your board. Since I'm going to sand mine inside, what I'm going to do is get a garbage can and put it under where I'm sanding, so that the grit and all the leftover stuff falls into the trash. Alright, so after you're done sanding, you should have a nice smooth layer all across the sides. You know, there's going to be parts where if you're cutting, it might get a little bit jagged. Like that's a nice smooth edge. There's a little bit of jaggedness there, but that's okay. You know, you're not a perfectionist. You just want to get it done so you can go out and skate. The next step is to basically get your trucks and wheels to put on the board, but I have to take them off this old board to put them on there, so I'm going to quickly do that, and then we'll come back when I've got that done, and then we'll put them onto the new one. Alright, so when taking off these new Punisher trucks off the other board, I've realized that there is something that they could work on. This, as you can see, is flush, and you can get the screw in there, or screwdriver in there piece, and use this part to unscrew. Where the other one, the truck, is designed so it's kind of like in an angle, if you guys can see. You can still manage to get it off. It's just a little bit harder with it in an angle. You'd want it flush. They do have another hole here, so I'm pretty sure you could just shift the board down a bit just so you can get that in there right. But I don't know, I just thought I'd mention that, so if Punisher wants, they can fix that. But it's not really a big issue. It's just, you know, if you are in a rush and you want to do it quickly, then it kind of, you know, suffers your speed. So one thing I noticed after taking off the Punisher trucks is that they actually come with an extra riser pad. So they come with a riser pad, which is neat, and also there's a washer for the actual bolt. So like in between the truck and the bolt, or the truck and the bolt, or in the nut, there's actually a washer, so it kind of relieves a little bit more stress on the truck as well, the board. So that's pretty cool, because I don't actually see any truck companies doing that. So that's actually pretty cool that you guys have done that. So I don't know if you guys can see what I mean, but yeah, there's a washer in between there, and then there's a riser pad, which I thought was pretty cool. So while I took off the truck, there are 2 holes drilled into the truck as well, the riser pad. And I guess the best way to show you guys is with the riser pad. Actually no, it would be the truck. Anyways, normally you could actually shift the truck back and use both holes, but then there's no holes on the back. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the only way to do that, like, you can only use those 2 back ones and the 2 front, or the 2 secondary ones. I guess it would be easier with the riser pad. Let's get a kind of a close-up here. So for example, if you wanted to use the holes, you have to line them up, and you can see that there's holes, and you can line them up like that. But if you shift this forward to use those ones, then these ones aren't aligned, so you would have to switch it around, and you can't even use it there. You can use it there, but the whole point is that you'd want to use the 2 outer ones, so it's a little bit easier for the truck to go on, so you're not having an overhang, or the fault with the bolt, like I said, being underneath almost the truck, so when you're doing your screwing, it's like in an angle rather than flush. Because the outer one, I'll go back to the riser pad so you guys can see what I mean. So the outer one would be like that, or the inner one's in an angle, and then the outer one here is like that. So I don't know if they just didn't properly design it right, or they just whoever was doing the trucks wasn't too sure, or I don't know what it is, but I'll end up talking to the owner and letting him know, telling him what I specifically like in my trucks and how I'd like to do them. Maybe the holes that they drilled weren't big enough, but in order to actually get it to work, you have to put your truck on backwards, and nobody wants to put their truck on backwards. And even then, if you put your truck on backwards, it's still not lining up with the other 2 holes. So the other 2 holes are pretty much just shouldn't even be there. I guess they're either going to have to drill holes a little bit wider on the board themselves, or make it, yeah, I think that's what they would have to do, is drill out the holes on the board a little bit further out. The problem with that, though, is that depending on where the holes are that you can see, when you put your truck there, it's aligned right now, but if you go to have it back, or if you drill it so it's a little bit more out, I guess actually there would be no problem, because your truck's already going to be mounted like that, so there's going to be no problems there. So all they're going to have to do is just drill 2 more holes a little bit further up, or just get rid of those holes and then cover that out. I'm not too sure why they did that. Maybe they just drilled the holes just to kind of like have less weight in the truck, because I know I told them that I skate Thunder lights and I like my truck's lights, and the old trucks used to be really, really heavy, but these new ones with the Punisher engraving that you can see there, as well, it has the Punisher, I don't know if you guys can see, it has Punisher down in here and Punisher right there, which is, oh, there you go, you can see it better right there, Punisher, which is really awesome. That's pretty cool. And they actually designed the trucks so they're a lot more hollow in the inside, so they're really lightweight, which I like, and they're a nice red with like sparkle gold tint and everything. So I don't know what that is. I'll have to talk to him and find out what what the issue was with that. But it's not really like a huge concern if you're, you can still get your trucks on and off even though it's in an angle. It would just make more sense if it was flush, and then it'd be more sturdy rather than having that extra little bit. So I don't know, I'll mention that to them. It's not like I said, a huge deal. So I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, oh, Punisher screwed up and da 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 da, but that's not the case. I believe even with my Thunder trucks and my other skateboards, it's kind of like the same problem. So I don't know, maybe it's just like an extra hole to, like, I don't know, have less weight. I don't know. I'll talk to them and find out. But like I said, I've noticed that with a couple other trucks companies. So I have 2 of the same boards, but one's different. I don't know if you guys can tell, by the shape on which one's the Pro Series and which one's not. Here, I'll do like a little bit of a close-up there. If you can guess the top, then you are right. The top one is the Pro Series board and the bottom one's not. They're trying to get similar shape as in concave, but you can see that the Pro Series has a little bit more of a curve to it. And also there's a difference between when they press it. The regular kind of Bowl Series one, which is this one, which you get at your typical Walmart store or whatnot, or any other box store company, is actually hot forged, so they press it a lot quicker and don't hold it down as long. And I think there's a certain type of glue that they use. It's still 7-ply Canadian maple, so it's the same wood. It's just a different way of them pressing it. Which these ones are really good for beginners, starters, and ball riders. But if you're gonna want to do sets with it, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're gonna do like crazy sets like I do and stuff, then you're gonna want to skate the Pro Series board, which has more of a concave for flips and tricks and pop as well. It's got the 7-ply Canadian maple, like I said. You can get in there and look at the 7-ply. There you go, 7-ply. And these are cold forged, so they're a lot stronger and a lot more durable than the other boards. So these ones are more for like intermediate to advanced riders and sponsored riders. So that's why we said it's a Pro Series, is because anybody that wants to like skate or become pro, or even pros themselves, can skate these and become top of the line. Like they're good boards. This is what I skate, and it'll last me like 6 months. Okay, so what I like to do the holes, because you can't see the holes through, is I'll take one of the screws and I'll put it through the back side, as you can see here, and hold down with the front and press through. Use a little bit more strength here. There we go. And then it pops through, as you can see. And that's how I do my holes. I just basically take the screw, pop it in through the back, hold down the grip, and pop through. And then that's how you make your holes in your board. And I know a lot of people are like, how did you do that? And it's just like, yeah, no, you just pop it through and you're good to go. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll put on the trucks. So I got my holes done in the new Punisher board. I just wanted to show you the difference between the grip. The bottom one is the Punisher grip, and the top one's the Jessup. We'll kind of get out of the way there. The Jessup is nice and grippy, but it's a little bit more smooth, where the Punisher is really grippy and really gritty. You know, everyone has their own preference of grip. I actually honestly prefer the Punisher grip over the Jessup, because it's a lot more grippier and it lasts a lot longer, rather than having to replace the grip or get a new board. So the Punisher, in my mind, is a little bit better. Like I said, everyone's got their own personal reference. You can see the difference in color and the grit. Like I said, you can see the difference. Jessup's a little bit more smoother. Punisher's a little bit more grippier, grittier. Your shoes aren't going to last as long, but then that way the grip tape lasts a little bit longer, and you get more grip. So I prefer the Punisher grip, but I didn't have any, so I went with the Jessup grip this time. And I just want to say thanks to Chris for hooking me up with the grip. Alright, so now it's time to put the trucks on. What I like to do is grab the bolts, pop them through, try to push them down as hard as I can. Some will pop back up, but this is what I like to do. This is my preference, personal preference on how I do my trucks. So you pop all of them through like so you have them all sticking out. You move everything out of the way so you have room. I haven't skated the trucks yet, so it doesn't really matter which way I set them up. I'll just knock something over, that's okay. You can see that the bolts are still sticking through. I'll put my hand on the bottom just to make sure that they stay there. I'll grab the truck, make sure it's facing the right way. Oh wait, what am I doing? The truck. I gotta put the riser pad on first. A lot of people don't know what riser pads are for. They kind of like absorb the shock a bit, and they also give your trucks a little bit more height, so you can get more of a pop to get more air. But everyone has different opinions on them. I actually like them, so we're gonna put those on there like so. I don't think it really matters which way you put them. Let's see if I put them this way with the hole, on how it would affect the truck. Yeah, so if I do it that way, there's an overhang, so you don't want the overhang, so you're gonna have to put them this way, and then align it up with the truck like so. Get your washers that they hooked up, which most companies don't use, so you put your washers on every truck. A little extra shock absorbing, which is nice. is we all know what kind of shock our legs and the boards and everything go through with doing tricks. And then I basically hand tighten as far as I can the bolts, I mean the nuts down on the bolts. And there we go. I think I lost one. Oh no, it's over there. I see it. It's gonna, like, the nut ran away on me. So there we go. The last one we'll put on by hand, as far as it can go down by hand. And then that way you have your truck already on. It's, you know, it's not tightened, it's loose. But then that way what you do is just grab your skate tool, which I'm using. Thanks to Surrey Rides for hooking that one up. And you basically do a crisscross pattern. So what that means is you'll tighten this one here, the top right, as far as you can go, but not like super cranking. You just kind of make it nice and snug. And then once it's nice and snug, you go down to the bottom left. So like a crisscross pattern, like I said, you start from top, down, up, down, and then that way you just kind of snug it, and then you crank it like really tight. And once you do that, your trucks are on nice and tight. And the reason why you do like a crisscross pattern, like I said, you start from one, go down to the other, then up, and then back down to the other, is because it relieves, it's not like one like side that's like all pressure and tight. It's kind of like an even distribution of tightness, so it just helps out your board a little bit more. So we're going to do the same thing with this side, and before I do that, I think I'm going to put a sticker on here, just so the truck, you can put the sticker on a little bit easier. You can put your stickers on first or after, and I'm going to put one on. So I got a heart, mind, soul sticker. There you go, heart, mind, soul, nice and holographic foil. I'm going to peel that off, and I'm going to place it right here. Kind of right where the truck goes with the wheel. But this way, if I do put the truck over top, it's not going to, you know, it's not going to be that hard to put it on after. So we'll put that down like so. Well, I didn't even check to see if I'm covering up the Punisher face. No, we're good. Didn't cover the Jester. Didn't want to piss the Jester off. So we got that. You kind of basically take your fingernail and you press down. I'll show you guys. You kind of use your fingernail to smooth out the sticker. If there's any air pockets, just kind of go over it like so. You can go crazy or just go quickly. As long as you do it nice and flat, it turns out really good, as you can see. I got another sticker that I'm going to do. It's a Heart, Mind, Soul Lion sticker. But I think, actually I think one sticker is good enough. I don't really want to cover the logo too much. I could put it on the bottom of the tail, but it's just going to get ruined anyway, so there's no point. I'll just put the one sticker on and we're good to go. So the same process goes for the top truck. Or yeah, you just basically pop your screws through and do the same process, and I'm going to do that quickly and we'll be right back. Alright, so I'm done setting this board up. I just wanted to say this looks awesome, and yeah, no, I totally forgot that these Punisher trucks, I'm getting the first ones to test out, so that's probably why the holes are a little off or what the case may be. But like I said, other trucks have the same problem. Maybe it's just to add less weight to it. I'm not too sure, but it's not, like I said, a huge deal. But I'm the first person to get to actually test these trucks out before anybody else gets them, which is really cool. So I get to test these out, give them feedback, and let them know how they hold up to my standards and anybody else's standards that I can let try it out. Yeah, no, it's awesome. So now we're gonna go outside and test this bad boy out. So I almost forgot it. I might as well put a Crop King Seed sticker on my new Punisher Pro Series setup, as well a GoPro, because that's what I use to film all my videos, except for like when I'm at my desk I use a webcam, because it just saves directly to my desktop, which is a lot easier. So let's see where we should put this. I'll put the Crop King Seeds one down here, down by the wheel. Put it down here. Crop King Seeds. And the other one, the GoPro, Be a Hero. I'm wondering if I should put it there, or up on the side. I'll probably put it up on the other side up here along the truck, just so that it can be protected, and if it does get wheel bite, well then, so be it. Alright, so there you go. I got the Crop King seed sticker there, and I got the GoPro Hero on that, and the Heart, Mind, Soul. So now we're going to go outside and film and try to test this out. I know it's dark outside, so I'm not too sure how great the video is going to be. It's still snow everywhere, which I'll show you guys, so I'm probably just going to do a couple flat ground tricks. Plus I got to get ready to also go to Vegas tomorrow morning, so I got to get some sleep. But I'm going to be filming with the new GoPro Hero Session that I got. It's going to be on the tripod, as you can see, so I'm just going to kind of aim at where I'm going to do some tricks, and hopefully I'll be able to get it, and it's going to look great. So let's go outside, let's stop talking, go outside and skate and see how it goes. And yeah, when I go out to Vegas, we'll be definitely getting a lot of footage, so it's going to be awesome. Look forward to that. So unfortunately I don't have a screen on the back of this camera, so I'm just going to wing this whole video. It's kind of dark out, it's really cold, I don't know, you can see my breath. I don't know, but yeah, I know there's still snow everywhere, so I just gotta do my tricks like right here in the little carport. Well, not really carport, but you know, walkway for a door. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, there's still snow like everywhere, and there's like snow and ice, so I'm limited to where I have to go skate, so that's where I'm gonna skate for tonight. Hopefully this is pretty good in the dark too. Alright, so I'm here with my new Pro Series Punisher board that I set up. I got some new shoes. They're a little bit bulkier than I usually wear. I don't know if you guys can see like all of me, or it's more down or up because I don't have a screen on the back, but we're going to try a couple tricks here. So we got, I'm on carpet too, mind you. Do like all the different grabs. You can go like nose grab, indie grab. Let's try a heel flip maybe. There we go, heel flip. And yeah, that's pretty much just what I'm going to do for now, because I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I'm still getting familiar with the Hero Session, but so far it seems pretty good. Board's really good. Trucks are amazing. Just got to tighten them up a bit. We'll test it out once I get to Vegas and take it through the loop.
So as you can tell from the video, it's way too dark to see what even happened, so I didn't even bother really showing anything that was going on. But anyways, I was going to say, for some weird reason when I film in 1440p, there's these black bars when I upload the video, but when it goes to 1080p Super View, it doesn't have it, so I'm not too sure what's causing that. I'm not too familiar with that issue, so might just have to film in 1080p. I want to film in 1440. When I do click the file to watch it, it doesn't have that, so I'm kind of confused. I'm going to have to figure it out when I get back, but I gotta go to sleep because I gotta wake up tomorrow really early to catch my flight. So wish me luck on my journey, and thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up for a like, and comment below. Thanks for watching.